With us, let's play What's Your Number, Hawk. Jamar Chase, without Joe Burrow, what is his number receiving yards against Minnesota?
Give me 110 yards. I know that sounds crazy. You don't have your number one quarterback. How are you going to get there? He is the security blanket. Jake Browning is going to use the approach. I know Jamar Chase is down there somewhere. Over 70% for completion percentage when throwing to Chase when he comes in. And one thing Browning can do, like any starting quarterback, is throw the ball down the field.
So look for him to have a big day. How about Baker Mayfield? Short week against the Jets, who looked terrible last week. What's your number for Baker Mayfield touchdowns?
Give me 3 touchdown passes for Baker Mayfield. He threw 3 against the Falcons. Mayfield mania is building around the country. Listen, we understand that Baker Mayfield is playing like a top 5 quarterback now. I don't think that stops versus the Jets. I actually think he probably plays his best game.
And then finally, Hawk, Caleb Williams, passing yards for the Bears.
Caleb Williams has gotten a little better every week. Give me 273 yards for Caleb against the Cowboys because their safety play is horrendous. I mean, literally, they could run the same play, all go special, everyone just go deep, and he would probably throw for over 300.
So just picking up on that, because I think everyone saw that game last week, Giants, Cowboys. It was the most exciting game. That fourth quarter with 41 points scored was unbelievable, but someone might ask, like the layperson like myself, say, was the Cowboys defense as bad as I thought it was?
Yes.
It sounds to me like you're saying the answer is yes.
It's worse than you thought it was. Every viewer at home that thought the Cowboys defense was bad, it was worse than what you thought it was because the easiest route to run in the game of football is what, Taylor? Do you know?
A vertical route.
It's called a go. You know why they call it a go?
Because you just go.
Because you just go. and that is essentially what the Giants did every time they needed a play, and it worked almost every single time.
And it was Neighbors and it was Robinson and it was the Cowboys were a mess and they needed to get bailed out by their kicker at the end to win. And I ask all of that because it brings us back to Caleb Williams, who was the most dissected young player in the sport right now. You know, with great promise comes great scrutiny. What do we need to see from him against the Cowboys? Should he have a very big day here? What are we thinking about Caleb through 2 weeks?
Should be the best game of the season by far against Dallas. Should be one of the best games of his career. This defense is poor on the back end. That being said, I need everybody to take a breath on Caleb Williams. Can we just give the young man till like November?
No.
Yes. We got to give him till November till we can actually evaluate, is it going to work, or signs of it working with him and Ben Johnson in Chicago. Because every week it's like, Caleb Williams, it's the second week of the season in a new offense. And everyone's deciding right now if he's going to be the player that everyone wants him to be. And it's like no one hears. It's going to take time. It's going to take time.
It's going to take time, but at the same, like when you put on the Cowboys film versus the Giants, if you do not have a career game against this defense, if they decide to play, like Giants are in zone defense 96.2% of the time. Like Eberflus knows exactly what the identity of what his Cowboys team wants to be.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, they suck at their identity.
Right.
If it's zone 4, it's get a touchdown every single time.
Yeah.
So like if Caleb Williams doesn't come in and absolutely show out this game, and I hate doing this because being a former player, like you might have to start looking at a backup quarterback you're paying $16 million, 2 years, $16 million. Listen, Ben, like I hate saying it, but like, you've got to be able to dissect it.
Will, get in here.
Don't do that.
What should the expectation be? Like he's got 19 starts, he's got evidence, and I would also ask you too, like all this pressure, he was the #1 overall pick, and with all the stuff that's come out about Caleb, whether it's practice habits last year, that piece that we read in the offseason right before the season started.
Sure.
Coach Ben Johnson is out there in a presser yesterday saying, we're not practicing like a championship football team. You're calling out your best players and your leaders on that team. Like, at what point should you not have that expectation? Or at least criticize, like, are we going to get it? Because you can watch Cam Ward with the Titans. It's been, 2 weeks? Titans offense is bad, but at least you feel something watching Cam Ward to where, it's like,
Nashville.
oh, this is a cat right
You don't feel, there's no moments of feeling that way with Caleb when some of the plays that have been put on tape even this year. Like, here's my thing. That's what I'm saying November, Will. Your perspective of, is it okay? I came into the season saying there was nobody under more pressure than Caleb Williams because I know how it is with the expectation. We can't think of last year, and I understand #1 pick, but he's learning stuff that he's never learned before, ever. And so that's why all offseason it was, you just got to give time for him to break all of those bad habits and start to build good ones.
Let me get Hawk in here. What do you think of this?
I mean, look, when you're a first overall pick, the reality is you get more time than everyone else. When you're undrafted, and I'm not pointing to you for any particular reason, Will, your leash is a lot shorter. You know?
No question. You're right about that.
We're two games into year 2, and on top of that, he's going against a coach that he reportedly wasn't a fan of. So you don't think Eberflus is going to come out in this game and say, hey, I know what this guy makes him uncomfortable. I know what he likes. I know what he doesn't like. So I can't use this game in and of itself as the barometer of whether or not he should be benched or he's not the guy going forward.
Will, let me ask you the following question. Is the fact, or is it reasonable to add to this conversation the fact that the guy that they chose not to draft, Jaden Daniels, basically set the world on fire last year? That's not Caleb's fault. It has nothing to do with his performance, but does it change the way people look at it?
Absolutely. You look at the quarterbacks in his class that are playing well in the football field right now, and to me it's just like, when is it going to be? He's learning completely new stuff. Again, you go back to the stuff that's come out of there with the way he's practiced, with some of the things that, like, look, he looks great when the plays are scripted for him. But when he's starting to ad-lib and go off cuff, he's not looking like these other guys who got drafted.
Yeah, but okay, so to remind everybody, I was drafted Jaden Daniels. Like that, I was drafted Jaden Daniels. So this isn't coming from a perspective of like Caleb was my guy.
Too, by the way.
Like, so, and I'm trying to protect him. And I was the guy also who said, I don't love the Ben Johnson and him marriage because I know the style of offense that Ben wants to play is based upon rhythm and timing, and that's not the strength of his game. All I'm doing is telling everybody, can we please give the young man 6 to 8 games to see if there's incremental improvement, because then the talent could take over. Because, and this is what I would say coming off of week 2. This game makes me crazy nervous this week. Because if you watched week 1 of last week, there was improvement. And then first half. And then the second half, it was the same stuff. Freestyle, YOLO ball, hero ball, try to score 21 points in one play. And my concern with this game is going against the coach. And I don't want to go 0-3. And the noise that and pressure that will come if he struggles and plays poorly, that he tries to go and dominate the game early on, and that's when he's going to get himself into trouble.
Quick final word.
Yeah, here's what Caleb Williams has going for him. When the plays are scripted, you see it in the first drive of both of those games. He's very successful. Now, Eberflus, if he has the same game plan as he did against the Giants, it's going to be scripted. He's going to have the answers to the tests right in front of him. And if you can't produce with that, buddy,
very impatient 6 to 8 weeks. Very impatient 6 to 8 weeks. Coach Johnson is there, not for Caleb Williams. He's there for the organization.
He's 1,000% there for Caleb.
He's there for the city of Chicago.
Let me leave it there for a minute. Run the hurry up. We got a lot of injury news out there, and it starts with the quarterback in D.C.
Well, Jaden Daniels did not practice yesterday. He's not going to practice today, and the team says the earliest he will practice is Friday. My understanding is Jaden Daniels is pushing to play. There are others that don't want him to be out there. We'll see how this unfolds. It certainly feels like it's trending a little bit towards Marcus Mariota right now. But again, the Friday practice, I would think, would go a ways towards determining whether or not Daniels will be back. Meanwhile, Justin Fields already ruled out on a Wednesday. Jets head coach Aaron Glenn not waiting, not taking any chances. He's seen this before. And so he's saying with Justin Fields in concussion protocol, we're already making the proactive move to rule him out. They will go with Tyrod Taylor against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday on the road. The Bucs coming off a short week. Meanwhile, the Chiefs have a pivotal Sunday night game in New York against the Giants. They haven't won a game, but it looks like they'll be getting back Xavier Worthy because he was limited in practice yesterday. Jalen Royals, the rookie wide receiver, also back. So there's a chance that the Chiefs will get some help in an area where they really need it. With Worthy back, possibly Jalen Royals back, and they would have 2 more weapons against the New York Giants on Sunday night as they look for their first win of the season.
Look, no one might be more hopeful to get Worthy back on the field this week than Travis Kelce, who's the one who accidentally injured him in week 1. Here's Travis on the rough start for the Chiefs on his podcast this week.
Right now, we're just not executing to the degree that we hold ourselves accountable to, and that's just it starts up top with Coach Reed and how he holds us accountable, and then us players got to hold each other accountable. I got to be there for my guys, man, knowing that they put a lot on my plate to